It is a scorcher outside, but what a day to make this GHEENOE something sweet. GHEENOE Classic, I think it's the year 2000. In the last video, I kind of went over everything that we're gonna do to it. Right now, I'm about to jump straight into making this shiny again, giving this gel coat a whole new life. And then we're gonna mount a trolling motor, we're gonna mount a motor, we're gonna take this off, paint it, take this off, paint it. I might take those off to get them painted right now so they're drying while I'm detailing this gel coat. So we're just gonna jump straight into that. Everything that I'm about to use to make this gel coat look sweet, I got at Harbor Freight. I paid very little money for everything. I think I paid 39 bucks for this. It's way better to use a wool pad, but this is all they had. So yeah, 39. It came out to like 50 bucks total, but this is all I'm gonna use with some Meguiar's Pro Speed compound. And just to show you that you can make a sweet end result with very little money. This is the rest of the stuff that I picked up. I got this fuel line from AutoZone. I got some spray paint for that transom or the bow mount for the trolling motor. I got spatula. We might make a grilled cheese out of the sandbar. Dock line. I got another cleat. I'm curious to know what you think. This is what's on here. After I take this off and paint this black, this might look sweet on there, but I got a black one just in case it doesn't. And then what else did we get? We got some fittings for our fuel lines, some drain plugs, the usual stuff. We got a bulb for the fuel line, and then we got a bunch of hardware to you know, figure out what works best with mounting the trolling motor to the front. I got this because I'm gonna lay this stuff on it so I can get it painted. Oh, I'm gonna paint this as well. Paint that black. And so I'm gonna have all that laid out so I can get a good spray. My wife bought me a chest mount to film with and a head mount. Those things are so sweet. So I'm gonna try those out at some point in the video and see how that goes. Super excited about that. Super sweet of her to surprise me with that stuff. And right now, we're just gonna crack away at taking off these hatches. Okay, one screw, rinse and repeat all the way around. Wow, these don't even have nuts on them. No way. I'll be damned. I would prefer some nuts. Ah. All right. Now I just got to figure out how to get this off. Please tell me at least the seat has some nuts on it. Yeah, there we go. All right, at least something was right. I also got to figure out how to get this seat off. It's rusted on there. Kind of a tight squeeze in there to those screws. So I just vice gripped a Phillips head, and I'm gonna come on this side and hit these sockets. I'm definitely not going to keep this seat. I'm probably going to put the deck back on here and put some matting on it eventually in the future, but for now it's just going to be black. But the hardware stood the test of time. Used good hardware on it, so I'll be able to add this to the hardware collection back here. It might be the fisherman in me, but I'd rather have a fishable deck rather than a sittable deck. You know, be uncomfortable a little bit on the way to the fishing spot, therefore you can be super comfortable while fishing the spot. So I'm going to lay down a coat of black on all of this and then go from there. Probably just jump right into detailing this gel coat. Not really gonna do a whole bunch of prep. I just knock a bunch of this resin off. At least the big parts. Because to be honest, I don't really like this back deck in the back, so it's probably not gonna stay for long. I might just rebuild it, rebuild a deck back there or something. I don't even know what all this stuff is. Okay, first can is about to crack. Not too windy out here, so it should lay flat. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. Like coarse fiberglass accepts paint so well. Oh yeah, soaks it right in. Leaves a good finish. No technique here, just going for it. This plastic might not take it as well, but I'll hit it with a couple coats if I need to. I plan on just doing one coat on the top, flip it over, another coat on the bottom. But yeah, it seems to be taking it all right. And this sun is just gonna bake it, so this is gonna be a nice, easy process. A little overspray going to the old truck bed, no harm there. It's about 4:30 right now, and I'm trying to get to the sandbar at sunset. So we're gonna see if we can do this whole project in just a couple of hours. Dude, looks brand new. Dude, looks brand new. Come on. $5 for a can of spray paint, all this stuff. I got 3, just to be sure. Went extra heavy on the first coat of everything. Could use a little more in here, whatever. Killed a whole can. First coat doesn't have to be super pretty. Come clean it up with another can if I have to. But one can did the job. My very first boat project years and years and years ago was actually a GHEENOE. It was a 13-foot GHEENOE, and it was super crusty and ugly. I didn't know much about boats when I got it and was working on it. I actually house painted the whole exterior, and I spray painted the interior. I mean, it came out looking really good. It looked like a dream, to be honest. It was like light gray on the outside, and I spray painted the inside white, and I like spray painted black onto my gloves and was like flicking kind of like some webbing all around, and it worked out really nicely. But yeah, now I know a little bit more about the importance of gel coat and things like that. So now we only spray paint the things that we have to. I mean, we could go the extra mile and gel coat this stuff, but not on GHEENOEs. Bigger boats, more expensive boats, will take the time, but fix up the gel coat on the exterior, spray paint all the little bits and bobs, and good to go. Like I said before, this is not the proper pad to do this. but I didn't want to wait a day ordering the correct one on Amazon. So we're going with the Grant's low cut and high finish polishing waffle, but we're gonna throw some really heavy cut compound on there and see what we can do. Meguiar's Pro Speed compound is the weapon of choice for today. We're gonna slap a couple globs on here and just start going crazy. Go a little overboard for the first pass just so we can soak up some compound in that bad boy. All right, start at let's go 4. Not the right equipment, but anything is gonna be better than what we got at the moment. So this is what we're working with before, after. And that's with using the cheapest wrong stuff. Throw a coat of wax on this at the end. Dang, we're gonna have a shiny boat for the season, eh? I mean, for 50 bucks total, a finish like this compared to this, crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna crack away at this and then pick back up with you guys. Also, I say it in every video, you have to stay hydrated out here. This part of the deck is looking a little blotchy. Hitting it with a second coat. The way I look at it is would they call you cheating if you put this behind the poker table? And I mean, this is just with the cheap stuff. I can't say it enough. 50 bucks. Went from grandpa to grandpa with Viagra. This back here looks absolutely terrible and ashy just from fiberglass stuff. I'm gonna see if I can make it look shiny again, because that'll be a huge transformation. Just finished the transom. Looks pretty good. Definitely exposed a bunch of little fiberglass patches and whatnot, but that'll all be at least somewhat disguised by the f25. But super happy with it. The whole boat came out pretty shiny, a little streaky just because some compound dried. A little bit harder on this side because it's in the sun, so whenever you lay down some compound, it bakes in the sun a little bit, but miles better than it was before. So we're just gonna I'm gonna put some wax all around and let that dry for a little bit while I'm getting the hatch and the bow mount and this thing ready. And for that job, I'm going to use Meguiar's high-tech yellow wax. That Pro Speed compound, and then if you hit some polishing, and then if you hit this high-tech yellow wax, you get a really professional job. Even if you use the cheap products, the cheap machines, the cheap foam, the wrong foam, you'll get some really good results if you use the right products. And these Meguiar's products are money for sure. I went all the way around and buffed in a lot of this wax, and then now I'm going back over it with just the rag and kind of treating it like a ceramic coating, just putting it on, and then I'm gonna wait a few minutes, wait till it gets dry and pasty to the touch, not like smeary, and then I'm gonna buff it all off with a couple microfibers, and that'll be it for the gel coat. First thing we can do is just throw this hatch back in there. Oh. There we go. That looks so much better. It's actually crazy. If I cared a little bit more, I would probably paint this as well, and I would paint these hatches, but this made it look so good that I can live with that for now. Next thing is this nose cap. Hopefully I can find the holes first try. Got it back on there. Wish I made the screws black, but it's whatever. I think this looks silly, so I'm gonna use the black one that I got. Actually, before I put this on though, I should go grab the trolling motor and make sure that this isn't gonna get in the way. So I'm glad I did that, save myself some time. Whoa. Gotta move that to get to my stash. Gotta move some stuff. This old dusty mink kota 40 is what was on it, and this 55 copilot is what is going to go on it. Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't mount that cleat right there. Dude, this is gonna be so sick. I think that's like a good spot, enough clearance up front to drop it. I think we're gonna start mounting. Dropped the puck out, had it all up here, so, and then I dropped the puck out. I left like a little scratch right here and right here, so I knew exactly where to mount it. So she's gonna go right there. I could probably even get away with scooting it up a little bit, but right there should be good, so we can get all 4 bolts in. Took a break from mounting the trolling motor. Forgot I had to wipe all the wax off. But see how it just dusts off rather than like taking any effort? That's what you're looking for. All right, I just mounted the puck. Couple of bolts with washers and like locking nuts underneath. She's on there pretty good. A little more straight than I wanted it to be, but yeah. Slide her on there. Yeah, that'll work. Dang. Well, I might be able to tuck a battery in there and drill a plug in right here. That would be sweet. Ended up throwing that cleat right there too and hitting the bolts with some more black paint. Definitely practical, definitely worth it. Just gonna clean up all of this stuff, and then maybe we'll try and mount that deck on the back next. I honestly hate this thing, but it serves a purpose for sure. So we're gonna at least keep it on there for now. Might fix these fasteners on the bottom. Okay. So I think we got pretty far today. Definitely not enough sunlight left to mount the motor and get to the sandbar. So I mean, I think we're gonna push this to a day 2, which is cool. It's all gonna be in the same video. So I think between tonight and tomorrow, I'm gonna go get some sort of plug for here, so I can shove a battery in there and make this look nice and neat. And then I'm gonna figure out something for this, because the system that was holding it in place at the beginning was just rotted away. So I just took it off. So this is just kind of free laying right here. And I don't really want to ratchet strap it down. I might be able to just drill straight through into these pipes, which would be the most stable. Well, I'm gonna go inside and enjoy the evening with my beautiful little family. It's been a fun day so far, and we're gonna cruise on to a day 2. This looks so sick, dude. It's really coming together. I'm really considering just getting more matting and laying it down, but that might be a couple videos. Dude, I don't know though, because if I put this matting up here, it would look really sweet. I'm gonna think about it. You'll know in the next like 6 seconds, because it'll be the next day. So I'm gonna think about it. Out here for day 2, just kind of tinkering with things. I got a bunch of new stuff to add to it. I'm glad I slept on it, because there's a lot of things that I'm gonna do now that I wasn't originally gonna do in a 1-day build. Now that this is gonna be a 2 or a 3-day ordeal, I can slow down and kind of perfect a few things. So I just taped this off because I'm going to paint this whole area black, like this whole square at least. I took those off. I'm gonna paint those. And I got a plug for the trolling motor. I was gonna try and find some like little recessed fitting that I could just slide the wires in and just like put it on and off. But I feel like the plug is the right option. So I got a plug. The shine is also holding up really nicely. So happy about that. The trolling motor just looks like a dream on there. And over here, I'm doing the old trickaroo for this deep cycle battery. It's a old battery that I had laying around, and I'm gonna try and bring it back to life, just to see what happens. I might not have to go buy a deep cycle battery for this build if I can get it to charge. But sometimes an old battery that doesn't have a lot of charge, your machines that charge your battery don't pick it up. Because it just doesn't register as a battery that's even worthy of being charged, I guess. So you can trick it by like putting jumper cables to your vehicle or whatever to the battery to give it more voltage, and then hooking up your battery charger to kind of trick it into thinking that it has more voltage than it has, and then it'll kick into charging it. So I'm doing that right now. I also got a bunch of other like hardware, because I'm actually going to put real bolts and nuts into that valve cap, just because now we got a nice trolling motor on the front. I don't necessarily trust those screws that are holding it on, because it literally is just screws into the rail. There's no nut holding it in place. So just to make sure that this doesn't fly off one day cruising down the intercoastal, I'm gonna run some actual bolts in here. So tonight, I don't think I'm gonna film much, because I'm trying to get inside as soon as possible. So I'll show you the end result before I go in, but I'm gonna wire up the plug and finish painting all of this stuff, and then put in the bolts here, and then I'll check back in with you before I go inside, I promise. Oh, one thing as well, I ordered the matting to go here, and I'm electing to drill through to these holes, and just bolt it on. So that's what I'm gonna do to hold this in place. Probably 2 here, 2 on the other side. And I got matting for it. I couldn't find this pattern of matting, EVA foam, on Amazon, so I just got black diamond. It'll look nice, it'll look sweet, and then this will actually be a walkable, usable, fishable deck, which I think will be pretty sweet. So that should be here tomorrow, which is why I'm kind of taking my time tonight, just enjoying a sunset and tinkering around, because I don't like to take boats to the sandbar until they're complete anyway. So I gotta wait till tomorrow for that EVA foam to come in, and then it'll be complete. I think I'm gonna like cut a little bit of like a Rubbermaid container or something and just put that right there and then put the foam over it, not really worry about the hole. I'm never gonna put another seat mount right there, so just so it isn't a recessed little area within the matting. Maybe double or triple up some Rubbermaid plastic, and then that'll be that. Okay, so just finished up for the night. It doesn't look like much, but it took a lot of effort and actually a lot of time. I put a plug up here and wired everything, wired the male and female, wired it down to the battery down here, which did revive. 5-year-old battery and it's still kicking. We'll see tomorrow if it held a charge or not, but wired the plug, put this line up here, tucked it under there. I just keep those there at all times. This looks a lot better. These look way better. And then I bolted the back deck. So bolt here, washers and nuts underneath. That metal bar was pretty hard to drill into because it's round, so like trying to hit it with a drill, I don't have like a punch, so I actually used this plastic lid, and basically I like just held it there and then drilled in, and it gave me just enough time to hold the drill bit in place to drill into those metal pipes. So yeah, Kota black paint and tire shine, brought those back to life. And then kind of gave it a little vacuum. I went around and super glued down all of the parts of the EVA foam that were sticking up. So dang, I think this looks really I think this looks pretty good. And it's just like super practical and functional. So sick. It's like with the camouflage, you can barely see it, and that's all you could ask for. But yeah, tomorrow we are going to mount the motor, give this thing a nice clean pressure wash, wax, all before we send it out on the water. I'm not sure what else we have to do oh yeah, put the matting on. So yeah, mount the motor, put the matting on, and then we're full send to the sandbar. So I will see you tomorrow. Back out here for day 3, and we're just gonna jump straight into getting this motor on that transom. I have an idea as to how I'm gonna do it, and I think it involves transferring everything you see here to right here first, and then moving the truck and then the boat right back. We're gonna just jump right into it. First hard part seems to be done for now. Now we have to line things up, probably move the boat over here, back the truck in, and hopefully just kind of line this all up. Black wheels look nice. These are the stickers I put on as well. Threw them on the other side too. I think it looks just little touches, you know. And I have the matting now too. I got the matting in the mail, and I got a Rubbermaid lid, like I said, so I get to cut that out, mat everything. Like, so we're for sure hopping on the water today. Gotta take a big swig of the Powerade Zero. Can't forget that I have a bad heart. We're gonna give this all we got though. It's a lot lower than I thought it would be, so I don't know if that's good or bad yet. Oh, here we go. Go ahead and put another tire on the ground just in case I drop it or anything catastrophic happens, or if I fall, rather land on a tire than the asphalt. I think grabbing it that way is gonna be the money. Ooh, here we go. I'm just psyching myself up. I know this is taking a long time, but like with heart failure and everything, stuff like this is just, you gotta be a little bit more calculated. I actually was up like all night worried about this. It's way heavier and more awkward than it seems. I guess I can kind of just lift it up and let it fall. Does that make sense? Oh man. One thing is, it's pretty cool to have my table back. And the other thing is that this looks absolutely insane. Like, what a rig. This is crazy. It looks heavy and it looks low. But it looks sweet. I got to put a washer. Gonna rinse and repeat 3 more times, and then we're gonna put on the matting. I'm excited about the matting. Sometimes that's my favorite part because it's so small, but it's such a big transformation sometimes. So I get excited. So water break, 3 more of these, matting, hook the battery up, gas tank stuff, and then straight to the sandbar. I also want to note that the guy who sold it to me said he reinforced the transom with some nice Kusa board. And I'm always skeptical about that stuff, but he actually did. This is all Kusa material coming out, and it's very hard to drill through. So, oh, I also have these on. Safety first. On the last bolt, chunked off a little piece of skin. Got some blood coming in. I'm just showing you this so you know. That's blood, sweat, and tears poured into these builds. She ain't going anywhere. Ugh. Gloves suck, dude. I also appreciate how long these battery cables are because I can just shove them right through to the where I'm gonna have the starting battery, which is pretty sweet. Okay, now on to the fun part. This is the let me get a razor blade. Actually, for this whole job, I might put this new Walmart $7 Ozark Trail to the test to see if we can get the job done. I just can't talk about it enough. This is the sweetest knife to ever come out of Walmart, sub $10. It excites me a lot, and I'm gonna use it for this whole project. because you really need a sharp edge and something that you can hold on to really control the lines. Something that I don't usually do with the small little razor blades. So, I mean, I'm hoping this will do the trick. But we're gonna open this up. This is what we got. I think it'll look all right. Might be a little hot on the Tootsie, but I think it'll be sweet. I'm glad we got enough. Oh dang, this is sweet for sure, because I'll actually have enough for maybe put some matting, some EVA foam under here for the battery, and up there for the battery. Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna have, dang, this is actually the perfect size, because I'm gonna have a little strip up front that I can put down here for to stand on as well. Also, this is that Rubbermaid container lid that I'm gonna cut a circle out, maybe 2, stack them, and put that there, and then put the foam over it to hold it in place. Not a structural, like not a finished product to make this little hole structural, but I think it'll serve a purpose rather than just like a little piece of foam that flexes inward all the time. But yeah, just cut a couple circles, probably with like a wire cutter or something. Figure why not put a little adhesive, some kind of something, you know, just to hold it in place. It's actually more structural than I thought it would be, but I mean, not for forever, but for now. It's super hot outside, so this stuff is laying down pretty flat already, but I just like to give it another, like a fold backwards so it stays super flat. Just roll it the opposite way, and then whenever you unroll it, super flat. But because I don't really have the time to let it sit in the sun for that long, because I'm ready to work right now. But if you give it those like opposite creases, it stays pretty straight. That's a long strip of foam. I paid $40 for it. It's longer than I thought. First things first, we're gonna cut it down to size. Definitely not gonna be a straight cut, but just make it a little easier to work with. Like butter. I work with this stuff a lot. I've never cut through it like that, but so I mean, but we'll see how long the edge lasts. Dang, I got enough for a whole nother section. That's way more than I thought. This edge is gonna be nice and square, so that'll look pretty good. If I can lay it down correctly, you know. It's a little bit harder to lay this stuff on non-skid. So I mean, you could spray some like spray adhesive or some adhesive or adhesion promoter, or you could just sand that down, whatever you want to get the best stick. But I mean, this stuff sticks really good, so I might just stick it down and run. Dang, this looks a lot better than I thought. Way more material than I thought too. I clean up some of this adhesive, but I think it laid down pretty nice. A little wompy right here, but this knife put in work for these edges. I usually struggle with it a lot. You can see that it's a common problem. Like all of these, was the previous owner who did this, but it's not easy getting straight lines. A lot of companies use CNCs. They don't hit these with razor blades, because but this left some pretty machine lines, if I do say so myself. Cut through a little bit, but dang, it looks pretty sweet. Way better than what it was, and can't even tell it was ever there. Nothing crazy for this stuff. I'm gonna hit it with some Goo Gone and then just wipe it off, so I don't have to sit here and go to war with it. It's not gonna hurt anything. There we go. First extra piece I used was down here for this step. Dang, she's coming along. A little bit right here for the battery, deep cycle battery up front, which did not hold a charge overnight. Whatever, I'll use it as a core and I'll take it and replace it somewhere, get a new one on the way to the sandbar. That way we can test out the copilot and everything. But yeah, kind of a bummer, but it's all right. I've brought like 3-year-old batteries back to life with that method. Never a 5-year-old or never older than that, but I have brought some 3-year-old batteries back to life with that method. So definitely give it a try before going out and getting a new battery. This time it just didn't work. I'm thinking about putting a big strip right here. I don't really want it to like hinder the flow. It'll get super dirty right here. But I'm gonna be standing here a lot, so dude, I'm gonna do it, whatever. It's technically just extra material anyway, so if it doesn't look sweet, I'll take it off, but it'll definitely be practical, you know. I put stuff down here all the time, my backpack, bottles, everything really, so, and it'll just be like its own area aside from the front. Just finished with the matting. I think it looks pretty sweet. It'll serve a purpose, so that's good. I'm about to jump into the gas tank. I just cleaned out my fiberglass vacuum, and everybody better watch their P's and Q's today, if you know what I'm saying. I would rather die than that blow up anywhere in my vicinity. Watch your P's and Q's now. Ran into just a small roadblock. I got the wrong connector for here. The guy who sold it to me on Facebook Marketplace told me it was Mercury. It might be a Mercury, but like a big Mercury fitting. I'm not sure. I got a Mercury fitting and it was too small. But I have my Yamaha fitting already set up. And like I said before, I went to AutoZone and bit the bullet and just got the black fuel line. So we're gonna pack up everything we need in the truck, and then we're going to take this over to the car wash, give it a nice spray, because she's ready to go. But I'm gonna pack everything up in the truck, go give it a wash, and then we'll cruise over to West Marine on the way to the boat ramp. And then hopefully all of that goes well, and then drop her in. With it tilted up, definitely enough clearance to take her down the highway, drop her in the ramp, everything. So that's good. I do have, so this is the only like random rusty part on this motor, and I do have another bracket back here, which I was gonna use on the Sketchy John, but the guy who bought it said he didn't want it. He said he liked it fixed in that position. He needed it for work and he's never gonna lift it up and down, whatever, dude. So yeah, I have a new one of these for that, and then it'll basically be a brand new motor. But yeah, we're gonna go wash it and then go from there. This is the brand new starting battery that I got for the Carolina Skiff, because for some reason I thought it was electric start and it was not. So that saves us, I guess, a little bit of time. But I mean, we still have to go get another battery for the trolling motor. Whatever. I think it's set up very nicely. Like, the gas tank is gonna fit perfectly right here. Battery's gonna fit perfectly under here. Already ran the wires and I put some matting down there too. And battery's gonna fit perfect up here. Wow. Plug, trolling motor. Everything looks all right. You're not gonna believe it. It is a Mercury fitting. It's just like a big dog. The one that I got from Walmart was like for probably like a little outboard. I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't Mercury after all. Look how satisfying this fitment is back here. About to get this fuel line sorted. Got the bulb, the fitting. I already have the other fitting in here. So give me a couple minutes and then we'll be on the water. Dang it, I had the wrong hose. The one that I had was a little bit too skinny, so I had to rush over here, grab one. It seems like I'm always fighting the sunset, so I'm just gonna do this real quick in this parking lot now instead of the boat ramp, but I'm gonna get it squared away. This is what I came up with. It's pretty satisfying. Okay, gas line's hooked up, battery's hooked up back here. Accidentally got a deep cycle battery. I don't know how I did that. And then look how satisfying this is. The deep cycle up here. It's like a perfect spot for it. Now, ready to go. Just on a whim, I tried to crank it. I'm getting zero power at all. So I was thinking that maybe I had a dead battery, but so I hooked it up to the jumper cables and still getting nothing. Not exactly sure why. This was a good running motor on the stand. I'm hoping it's not like the last one where it's just like kind of locked up. Okay, it's not locked up. There's something going on with power. I'm not getting clicks or anything. There's no way these are like backwards, right? I'm way too scared to try it. I've checked every single fuse. I'm so confused. I guess everything happens for a reason. Well, dang, maybe I'm looking for loose grounds. I'm looking for anything at this point. It's not locked up. like clearly not locked up. Like we're spinning free there, but there's just absolutely no power at all. Has nothing to do with the kill switch. I've like tampered with it, and I still don't get anything. Okay, I figured it out. Here is the neutral safety switch, and I just have to so like finding the gear, because look, so very, very interesting. Still trying to beat the sunset, hoping to put it in the water at least for some type of victory. I was going around checking fuses and making sure it wasn't locked up, because in the last video with the Carolina Skiff build, Maiden Voyage, I kept saying it was the neutral safety switch, and it wasn't. So that was the last thing that I was looking for. I thought it was going to be similar to the same reason that the Carolina Skiff didn't start, and this was the neutral safety switch all along. And yeah, gonna see what we can make out of the rest of the daylight. It's a little darker in here because we have the truck super tinted, but I'd say if we get the boat in the water fast enough, I might be able to get to the edge of the no wake zone and back, which will seem like a wee bit of a victory, which is worth the risk to me. Can't believe this, but we made it in the water, sunset and all, and it just doesn't have enough cranking power, that deep cycle. I have no idea how I accidentally bought a deep cycle, but yeah, there's just not enough juice. Let's see what we can do. She definitely looks sweet. Hitting the sandbar is gonna have to be in a part 2, which sucks. I hate having to do that, but you know, it is what it is. Lost track of time. Anything that you can do where you lose track of time is something to chase. And I always lose track of time when I'm working on skiffs and stuff. I enjoy this stuff almost more than anything. And we've got a little glisten back here. She looks a little dusty right now. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna go home and maybe give it a rebuff, but for what it is right now, I had a blast getting to this point, and it's gonna be fun coming out here tomorrow with a little more time under our belt. Gonna exchange the deep cycle for a cranking battery, obviously, but I mean, other than that, she looks a lot better than I ever thought she would. I had a vision for it, but I didn't think the vision was gonna come out like this. Let's wrangle this old bull back into the stable. Dang, it sucks. I mean, we still got to enjoy a good sunset. Everything happens for a reason. Who knows why we didn't get to set sail. I'm gonna take it as for what it is though, and not think too much about it. Just assume that it happened for a reason and not worry about it too much. But yeah, I'm gonna kill the video right now. We sure did get a lot done. Brought the shine back, put some matting, made the deck sweet and usable. Mounted the 25. I can't wait to hear it rip. Stay tuned for the next video. Probably gonna send something to the sandbar tomorrow. Try and have a good time. If all goes well, try not to rush things and get to the sandbar safely and have a good time. I'm assuming tomorrow, maybe in the morning, so I'll have a video out by like midday. But yeah, mounted the trolling motor, made a bunch of stuff that looked old new again, and yeah, I had a blast. I always have a blast working on these things, turning some wrenches in the garage, bringing life back to the old things. I got 2 compliments already at the boat ramp, and we haven't even sent it yet. So I think that feels pretty good. One guy asked me if it was the LT25, which makes me feel real good because it's not. It's a GHEENOE Classic from year 2000. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I had this whole thing planned about getting to the sandbar and talking about like finding your passion, find what you want to do with your life and your time, especially things that you lose track of time, because that's exactly what happened with this build, and the last build, and the last build. I get in that garage and I start working and I literally forget about the world, and it's hard to come by. So if you have anything, even a twinge of something like that, just like hold on to it. And if you don't have something like that, it's not too late. Get out there and start crossing things off the list that might not be it, and then eventually you'll land on that thing. And I can't wait until you figure out what that thing is, because it feels good. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the rest of the sunset. The wife and the baby are still in the truck. Baby's napping, so I'm gonna kill the video, get back in the truck, and go enjoy a lovely evening. So yeah, no complaints from my end. It seems to end the same way in these videos, but I guess it gives me another video to film, which is exciting as well. I've been enjoying making videos, and with just the small hopes and dreams that this will be a living one day, making videos of working on skiffs and stuff. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, you're a legend, especially if you just listen to me yap for 7 minutes or whatever it was. Yeah, I appreciate you watching. This was a fun build. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe. It sure does help me a lot. We're close to that 1,000 mark, to where we can start making some AdSense on these videos, and that would be sweet. Something to celebrate for sure. And so couldn't do it without you guys. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. We're gonna go home and watch some UFC, make some nice food, and I'll see you tomorrow at the sandbar, hopefully. Peace.